Welcome to the Anime Lessons channel. If you come across this video, it would be great if you could subscribe and turn on post notifications and comment down below why you like or dislike Korra. The legend of the Avatar was originally presented to us as a singular point of enlightenment. The Avatar was supposed to be malleable, ever-changing and able to adapt to the current state of the world. And above all else, the Avatar was on a journey of self-discovery, aiming to see what the world truly was and how they could bring about balance. The Avatar was someone that understood the gravity of the power they possessed and how inevitable it was that they would be cast aside by society, destined to walk a lonely path of power. And for most people, Aang filled that role. But for the legend of Korra, we got a 6'3" pro bodybuilder with anger issues that only cares about. Don't get me wrong, even though she can bench more than me, I still would. Korra lacked the respect for the role she was given, and to be frank, she always felt reckless and forceful every time a problem was presented to her. Now, I'm not saying she shouldn't provide all the smokage if necessary. I'm saying her actions did not seem deliberate. For the most part, Korra was just a fighter, and even though that fighter formula has been proven to work in many other roles, for something like the Avatar series, it takes away from the nature and essence of a true Avatar. All Avatars had their own way of dealing with things, fair enough. But for most of the series, Korra just pulled the trigger 24/7. I mean, most of the time she was just moving like she was in Afghanistan for some reason. I'm like, bro, calm down. I'm not saying the Avatar is not allowed to make mistakes. I'm saying the person given the mantle of the bridge between the spirit and the real world should be a little more calculated and slightly more decisive. This just showed her lack of respect for the role and how it was just a source of power to her and was not treated as it should. A sacred essence that should be cultivated through valuable experience. I mean, the bitch severed the Avatar link. I don't know what I expected, to be honest. Even Aang struggled with the sacrifices he had to make as the Avatar and was sometimes rash. However, you could see his improvements through his countless encounters. And you could also see him slowly turn into a true Avatar that resembled the harmony of the great Avatar 1. But to be honest, Korra was doomed to begin with. Her natural nature did not fit the Avatar mold, and sometimes it's not always the best decision to break away from the mold. What the Avatar was supposed to be was, excuse the Boku no Hero reference, a symbol of peace, but in my opinion, she fueled the flame before allowing them to set. In other words, she was inefficient and ineffective as an Avatar. Now, I don't deny the fact that Aang had his flaws and shortcomings, but those were to be expected given his circumstances and age. But to me, Aang did not ever come off as selfish. He came off as reasonable for the most part and struggled with the idea of becoming an Avatar just like anyone else would. He took necessary precautions and became an Avatar personally I could be proud of, you know what I mean? Whereas Korra came off as selfish, big-headed, and in some instances I'd even say borderline out of line. But to be honest, all of this is just my opinion. I've watched The Legend of Korra twice, and all I watch for is the bending. I don't care about Korra. I don't care what happens to her. Her leg could get cut off. I don't care. Not once did I walk away from my watching experience closer to Korra in any sort of capacity. I found other characters far more interesting, and when that occurs, it's always a bad sign for me. I should always be captivated by the main character. I should never be able to take my eyes off them. Regardless of what personality type they possess, a main character should grip you by the throat and yell, "I am here!" But with Korra, it was more like, The one thing you should take away from this video is that I don't hate Korra. I genuinely like her. I just feel as if her character could have been handled more elegantly. Too many moving pieces were involved, and to be honest, the show became a glorious mess. Before we end this video, comment down below what you agree and disagree with. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the post notification bell so you can be updated when I post. Anime License out.